I'm Jackie. It's been a while since the dust settled, but the memories of that fateful night still burn bright. I look at the towering building named after me, the Lavra Tower, and a sense of justice washes over me. It stands as a testament to the downfall of my ex-husband, Victor, and the triumph of my family. Let me take you back to that night. It was my mother's 60th birthday party, a lavish affair held in a grand ballroom in New York City. The chandeliers sparkled like diamonds, casting a warm glow over the elegantly dressed guests. My mother, Amelia, was a force to be reckoned with. A successful art curator in her prime, she had a sharp mind and an even sharper tongue. She'd always been protective of me, but I never imagined just how far she'd go to avenge me. Victor, my husband at the time, was a charming man on the surface. He was in his early 40s, with a suave demeanor and a penchant for designer suits. He claimed to have built his luxury real estate empire from the ground up, but little did he know that my mother was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes. As the night wore on, the atmosphere was filled with laughter and music. My mother blew out the candles on her cake, and the room erupted in applause. But then, in a split second, everything changed. Victor, in a fit of rage, slapped me across the face. The sound echoed through the ballroom, and the music stopped abruptly. All eyes turned towards us, and I felt the weight of their gazes. For 7 long years, I had hidden the bruises and the fear behind closed doors. Our marriage had been a facade, a perfect picture on social media but a prison in reality. Victor adjusted his cufflinks and let out a cold laugh. "Now you know how dramatic she is," he sneered. Everyone stood still, shocked into silence. But my mother, Amelia, remained calm. She gently set down her wine glass and walked over to me. She touched my cheek tenderly, her eyes filled with compassion. Then, she turned to Victor and smiled. "Thank you," she said. Victor blinked, confused. "For what?" he asked. "For doing this in public," she replied. The party resumed as if nothing had happened. The music started again, and the waiters continued to serve dessert. Victor smirked all night, thinking he had humiliated me into submission once more. Little did he know that he had just signed his own death warrant. 3 days later, Victor arrived at his office to find federal agents waiting for him in the lobby. His accounts were frozen, and his company computers were seized. His biggest investors had disappeared overnight. In a panic, he called me. "What did you do?" he demanded. "Nothing," I said calmly. "My mother did." You see, my mother wasn't just a retired art curator. She was the mastermind behind Victor's rise to power. When he claimed to have built his empire from scratch, it was my mother's money that had bought his first properties. She had believed in him because I loved him, but she had also been prepared for betrayal. Every loan agreement, every hidden transfer, every shell company was meticulously documented. And there was one clause that Victor had overlooked. Any act of violence against a family member triggered the immediate recall of all debts. Victor owed my mother $42 million, and it was due immediately. But that wasn't the real revenge. When the court proceedings began, a woman appeared in the front row, holding the hand of a little boy. Victor's face turned pale. It was his first wife, Lily. He had told me that she had died in a skiing accident in the Alps, but she was very much alive. Victor had faked her death to escape alimony and child support, then reinvented himself with my mother's money. That single revelation transformed him from a respected businessman into an international fraudster. His empire crumbled like a house of cards. He lost everything, his money, his reputation, and his freedom. He is now serving a 27-year sentence in federal prison. As for me, I filed for divorce and started a new life. I found the strength to move on from the pain and the fear. And my mother? She bought the building that once bore Victor's name and renamed it after me. The Lavra Tower stands as a symbol of our victory, a reminder that justice will always prevail. If you love revenge stories where villains dig their own graves, then subscribe to my channel. Karma doesn't knock, sometimes, it arrives wearing your mother's pearls.